안녕하세요. My name is Matthew On. I grew up in Canada where often I was sort of the only member of Asian Canadian in my classroom. It was really hard to connect with my cultural heritage because really it would only come through conversations with family or at home. Although I was learning about all this Canadian history in the classroom, I really didn't have an understanding about my own background, my heritage, both on my Korean and Chinese side. And that really caused conflict inside of me. Talking about the past is not something that many immigrant families like to discuss at the household. There are different experiences in terms of like economic hardship, trauma, and past wars such as World War II in Asia. I think it really inspired a curiosity that was there in how can I sort of bridge those conversations to bridge the gap between different generations. That really sort of kickstarted my interest into World War II history in Asia as an individual, reflecting on my cultural experiences. As a second generation immigrant, being able to reflect on this, that peace in history is an actionable item. We need to take the courage to be able to explore as youth throughout our discussions, both at home but also within our communities. I was very lucky to be able to join in that part of the team and to be able to learn from some of the advocates that were there in terms of what was the need on campus. And what we heard from youth at that point was there was a genuine interest among so many different students to learn about this past. Peace, justice, and tranquility. It was an event where we invited all different students to come to learn about Alpha's mission. To be very honest, I was really scared before we started. World War II history in Asia is a really difficult topic for not only youth, but everyone in general to talk about. But I think what was really turning points in my life was the inspiration I had when all of a sudden, there wasn't not one, not two, we had a full classroom of students that were interested in learning about this history, that were dedicated to this kind of advocacy. And for me, that was like, aha, this work is really important. History is really appreciating those stories for all that they're worth and keeping those as reminders about, in the future, how do we remember and honor those stories? When we reflect on history and why is it relevant today, it really is impactful in thinking that these atrocities that happened in the past, we need to remember them today to make sure that they're never repeated again in the future. As an advocate, especially in this history, I'm here as a speaker. I'm here to magnify the voices of stories in the past that aren't heard and to make sure that their story's heard. And so I think taking that humility that I'm so fortunate to be able to learn from these experiences and to be able to share these experiences with other youth is what keeps me going.